Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and this time I'm doing something a little bit different because to the date it's nearly 2 years ago since I sort of started doing YouTube for real, getting into the noob journey and all that and trying to make some videos from that. I decided that I was going to do a top 10 of my favorite videos on my channel. Not necessarily the best videos on my channel, but sort of a combination of my favorite and my best. So without further ado, let's get right into the list. And in 10th place, as you can see, it's battling with X-Magic back on F2016. It's one of my first videos that I've uploaded, and it's one of those that got a few views. And it's basically on there to sort of show this is what it all started with. Me and the guys being in streams X-Magic and me trying to make some videos out of it, and I really enjoyed it, so go and check it out if you want to. In 9th place we have a bit of a parody video which I've done a few times, which is destroying F1 2016. Basically just me for the first time I think trying something a little bit different, and I made, as you can see, sort of a weird parody video with text and clips, just making fun of how bad F1 2016 is. Basically, I spent quite a lot of time on it, but the end product wasn't that great. But at the time, I was really chuffed with it, so that's why it's on the list. But still down here in 9th place. And now in 8th place, we have Noob Journey Best Battles, which is basically just a compilation of all the battles I had in the Noob Journey, which I sort of thought were worth to put into a montage. And it's basically there because it just sort of showcases all the best things I did in Noob Journey. Obviously, it's for a lot of my viewers now that's sort of more AR related. They may not know about this or find it very interesting, but for me, maybe it's just because it's a bit nostalgic or whatever. But it was super fun to do the Noob Journey and everything. So seeing it out, just a compilation with X-Magic commentating and everything, just makes me think back to when it was fun doing that. So that's why it's down here on the list. And here in 7th place, we finally get an AOR video where we have from season 14, the round 13, it's Japan, where I got my first podium. And that sort of explains why it's on there. Basically, it's just a race where everything sort of just went well for me, and I was able to get into onto the podium for my first and only time. So that's why it's on there, basically just for the result more than the video itself. So if you want to see how I got my first AWR podium, just go and check that video out. And on to 6th place, and again it's another Noob Journey video. And this is probably my favorite race from the Noob Journey. Obviously it's me starting last in Japan and then going on to win it through like a lot of carnage, sweat, I was in the wall, everything, passes towards the final laps, penalties and everything, and I just managed to pull it off. Even though I might have been too fast, it was still super fun and also super enjoyable to watch back, because it was just at the time was probably maybe still my greatest result in some sort of racing, even though it was at a poor level, but still I really enjoyed that race and watching it back, so that's why it's on P6. And now moving down into the bottom half of the top 10, we've got P5. It's Noob Journey Bantery's back. So it's a video where me and all the guys came back just to do some Noob Journey fun. I think, it's 2 years ago or something like that, and it was just basically just banter to do and everything. It's probably the last time the Noob Journey guys got together and did anything, so maybe that's also why it's on the list, but it was just super fun video to do. And also I think we had some good banter there. Obviously maybe for the people watching it's not the best video I've made, obviously, because it's just a classic social race, but it's just sort of have a special place on my channel, I think, so that's why it's on the list. And now for 4th place, we've got a more recent video. It's in last season of AOR. It was a parody that sprung out of Bosley absolutely destroying me at turn 1 in Baku last season. I decided to have a bit of fun with it, and it got well received, if I remember correctly, and it was also just fun to do something different with AOR videos. So that's why it's on the list. And obviously I have done a few parodies, and this one ranks highly of them, so that's why it's up here in P4. And now at P3 we're getting deep into the AOR videos now. It's my first montage I did back on F1 2016 for season 13, I believe, which was sort of an action style montage, basically me editing towards some music and everything. It was the first time I think I really put a lot of effort into a video, and I think it came out good, and I really enjoyed it. Obviously I wasn't that great in the video, so the challenge was trying to create an action montage when I didn't really overtake that much, but I think it turned out well. So if you want to see my sort of highlights from that season, go and check it out. And in second place, it is another parody video, and this time it's one I did at F1 2018 testing, which was basically a parody over McLaren and how bad they were doing. Basically me pointing out to the fact that they're shit is because Alonso was cursed. And again, it's one of those videos where I just had a bit of fun and just roll with it. We've got Arnold Schwarzenegger in there. We've got a lot of stuff. We've got Ron Dennis as a wizard. So it's one of my funnier videos, I think. So if you want to see what I can do there instead of just classic AOR videos, go and check that out. And now, before we get to my number one pick, we have some honorable mentions. And the first one is Battlefield 1. It's lit. One of the videos that's performed worst on my channel, which obviously makes sense because it's a Battlefield video, but it was just me, Chuck, and Diet having fun on Battlefield, and I really think it's a good video, Maybe it's just because it was fun to do and all that kind of stuff, but obviously it's not with my audience to watch Battlefield 1, but I really enjoyed that video, and I think it's worth a check, so go and do that. And my second honorable mention is bloopers from F1 2016. Basically just the game going nuts on me, flipping me, both the curbs and me getting totally fucked over by a lot of things. So it's just fun to watch in that sense. So if you want to see some bloopers from classic Codemasters, go and check that out. Then my final honorable mention is a bit of a cheat. It is all my AOR videos and fully upgraded. Obviously AOR is what my channel pretty much is focused on right now, and is what I enjoy doing the most. So obviously it was difficult to include all the AOR videos because there have been so many, so it's just putting them all in there somewhere. And then fully upgraded, which is a series I actually am a bit fond of because I think it's quite an original thought for me. And I've done banging views for my channel. At least probably all of them are my most viewed videos, so I'm really happy with them. So I've got to put them somewhere. And then obviously at number one, there can be no doubt. Obviously, it is my action montage from the season gone by in AOR, season 15. Very similar to the first one I did, but I just think I just took it to a new level. Maybe not editing wise, but at least racing wise it was a little bit better. So I just think overall it is my best video on my channel. Probably the one I had the most fun, not the most fun, but it was the best to edit, and also I think the one that turned out the best. So that's why it's on my list. Obviously there are plenty other videos on my channel that could have made the list, but these are sort of my favorite ones. Obviously it's not difficult, but there were some videos I wanted on there, and maybe some that were just done for nostalgic reasons, and maybe not the best videos I've done. But if you agree with the list or disagree anything, just let me know down in the comments. If you want to see similar type of videos like this or something else, maybe just comment anything alike. It's all appreciated, and with that, I'll see you next time. DJ playing for songs we're feeling, and we won't stop until he's finished. These are the songs we